The member from Parry Sound, Muskoka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Northern Development and Mines. Speaker, the Auditor General revealed in her annual report that the Ring of Fire Secretariat, established in 2010, really hasn't accomplished much.
Nothing.
It's created a bureaucracy of 19 staff and 3 regional offices, and it spent $13.2 million. However, there are no performance measures to gauge and report on the effectiveness of the activities it has undertaken. And it has continually missed milestones for the development of the Ring of Fire, including, quote, that the development would start in the Ring of Fire by 2015. So, Speaker, can the minister explain why the Ring of Fire Secretariat has been such a failure?
Nothing.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thanks for the question. I'm actually grateful to have an opportunity to respond to the member across the way. The fact is that the Ring of Fire Secretariat has been doing actually very remarkable work and working clearly with First Nations, working with industry. There's no question that there's been challenges related to the timelines. I'm very pleased that I actually got an opportunity to speak with the Auditor General in advance of releasing the report, so that we can actually discuss the fact that indeed setting precise timelines, the factors such as commodity pricing, factors such as the extraordinarily important work we do with First Nations, which I know you would consider to be an absolute priority,
Chair,
as well as just the reality of the infrastructure needs and us being able to work with a positive and cooperative federal government are key to putting those timelines in place. So the Ring of Fire Secretariat continues to do extraordinarily important work that I know that they want to continue to carry on, and we're very supportive of that, Speaker.
Thank you.
And to the Minister of Northern Development and Mines, I'm glad you mentioned relations with First Nation communities in the Ring of Fire, because in 2014 you formed the Ring of Fire Development Corporation to accelerate infrastructure development in the region. How's that working? You spent $550,000 setting it up, and its operating budget is $4 million a year.
Accomplishes nothing.
Part of its mandate is to bring relevant stakeholders to advance the entire project. The auditor reports, quote, at the time of our audit, there was no representation on its board of directors from any stakeholder group, such as First Nations, industry, or the federal government. She goes on, in addition, there were no set timelines when stakeholders would be engaged.
Right.
No wonder you missed your target of development of the Ring of Fire by 2015. Through the Speaker, Minister, how do you explain your failure to meet your own target?
Again, Mr. Speaker, I think I really am grateful that I had an opportunity to have the kind of conversation that I had with the Auditor General. We're very grateful for her report, some really strong recommendations we're working closely on it. In terms of the Ring of Fire Infrastructure Development Corporation, their key task is to bring the partners together. And that certainly includes very much, we hope, First Nations, includes industry, and may I say, includes also the federal government. They've also been crucial to putting in place some key technical infrastructure studies, which again are crucial in terms of us making decisions through the partnerships on the transportation infrastructure corridors. We recognize how crucial it is in terms of a resource development project that's in a remote part of the province that's never seen development before. Those are big decisions. But we also, Speaker, are very keen to make clear it's not simply about building a corridor to a mine site. This is about having the opportunity to open up the north, to community access to First Nations, and that's the work that will be done with the Ring of Fire Infrastructure Development Corporation.